Hey there! Today we're going to be talking about this pen. This is an Otto Hutt on lend. Is that a anyway? Lended, borrowed. No, I borrowed it from. He lent it to me. Lent it to me. I can't speak anymore. It's been a week, people. Anyway, Otto Hutt, design 03. This is the 03. They come in different colors. I believe this is the light gray. There are different finishes on the StephenBrown website. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I do kind of know what I'm doing, but sometimes it's hard to recognize in a picture the finish. There's a dark gray. Pretty sure this is a light gray because it's gray and it's light. Okay, now what's blue and doesn't weigh an awful lot? Light blue. Okay, so we're going to be talking about this pen. I'll cover the parts. I'll do a writing sample, tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Now that I've wasted your time with a pretty bad pun, let's get started. Let's talk about the Otto Hutt Design 03 in light gray. Comes in a box that looks like this. I like this logo. It's actually, it's hard to tell me, but it's in relief. I like that. This is excellent writing instruments, Germany, Otto Hutt, since 1920, so over 100 years in business. Pretty neat. Cardboard outer sleeve, actual box. Box feels like a very solid cardboard. I like that. You could recycle this if you don't want it. Little pen sleeve, pen bed, also cardboard, can be recycled. We get a little booklet with how to fill instructions, that sort of stuff. Looks neat. And then we have a polishing cloth, which I leave packaged because it's a polishing cloth and this pen is not my property. And then we have the little warranty stuff. I'm just trying to quickly reassemble this as eye candy while I do it. Here's the pen. You look at that. I'll put the box back together. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, Otto Hutt box done 03. I've reviewed a couple Otto Hutts there. So far, they've always been nice writers. So let's see about this one in just a sec. Here we have the pen right next to a Pilot Metropolitan. Nice size, not particularly girthy. It's a slimmer pen, nice length too, I would say. Otto Hutt describes this pen as it speaks a language that connects past and present. Good to know. It says it has a shaft sleeve shaped by precise CNC turning, and then a glass bead process is used to, a glass bead blasting process, which gives it this interesting matte finish. There is a cartridge converter included, so you're ready to go straight away. These pens, you can either get them extra fine, fine, medium, broad in steel, and they're 165 euros and 29 cents. Or you can get them for 280 euros and 99 cents. Then they are extra fine, fine, medium, or broad. And that's pretty much it, isn't it? So let's talk about this pen. Let's look at the parts. So at the top you have this nice dimple, which I think looks quite nice. Then we have a clip. The clip on one side says Otto Hutt, Germany, and on the other side it says 03, 1761-1761. Model 03. We have this clip, and this clip is pretty stiff, I've got to say. Then we have this line here, which can be made to align with this line. I'll come back to that. There's another one there. Can you see that line? I hope you can. We have a barrel. That barrel is straight and then tapers a bit at the end, and then it is flat. It is in fact so flat that on a completely flat surface I was almost able to make it stand up. This is a little bent, and it doesn't fully stand up. The cap pops off, and then we have a nice long section with a bit of a step down here, but it's not particularly sharp. So it'll be a bit more centered. It's not particularly sharp, so it's definitely, you don't really get cut by this when you hold it, but you do feel it a little bit. It looks refined though, with this nice little line there. We have something that looks like about a number 5 nib, and I'm going to be honest, it's an extra fine. I couldn't make out if this is the steel or the gold. I'm sorry, but there's no marking anywhere that I can see. So if you know, then let me know in the comments below, please, because I don't know what it's supposed to look like. It came with a cartridge, and I'm going to be honest, I just put it in. So there we are. heavy. You can feel, I think it's a brass body, you can feel the weight as you write with it, and for the record, it does not post in any way, shape, or form. Let's see how the pen writes. We have here the simple pleasures of the Otto Hutt 03 Design 03. This is an extra fine nib in some material, and the ink, oh no, it's not Watermelon Blue, sorry, I put that in some other pens. This is whatever came with it, so I'm going to call it Otto Hutt Blue. Maybe we should call it Blau. Here's the thing. The statement that finer nibs are always scratchier is simply not true. I mean scratchier than broad nibs. This is an extra fine nib. It is smooth. Yes, there is an awful lot of tipping to polish. Yes, you feel a bit of feedback, but it is not scratchy at all. I have used, like I was the same round of reviews, Sailor, fine, Sailor known for its feedback. This is smooth. It's nice. I know I just said feedback. I just mean by that you feel that you're writing with a fountain pen, but it's really remarkably smooth. And I have been very, very impressed by the Otto Hutt nibs. The way they make them, they polish them, it's just really pleasant to use. This is an extra fine I could get behind. You heard it here first. That's not something you hear B.R.E. say every day. I actually like this nib, and that speaks to the immense quality of that nib, because I hate extra fine nibs. Wetness. Hey, it's an extra fine, but look at that. Pretty good. Shape, well, it's round, right? Almost feel like ever so slightly a bit of architect to it, but that's not uncommon in the super fine nibs, just because the way the geometry of that tipping works. But anyway, line variation, you can squeeze out some, and by the way this reacts, I almost feel this is more gold than steel, but again, I'm not 100% sure. Lovely writer, lovely writer. As to reverse writing, for those people who enjoy such a thing, it's not great. As you can see, it runs dry very quickly, but you already have an extra fine nib in it. So, pretty interesting. We should discuss likes and dislikes. And that's coming up next. What do I like? What do I not like about the Otto Hutt 03? There's a couple of things I really like. I think the design is kind of cool. And I'm going to say straight away, I'm not sure it's my design. I'm not sure I would buy this for myself, but I will say it looks different. And I think Otto Hutt does a nice job in coming up with interesting designs that look a little different, feel a little different, and that I will say is very nice. So even though it's not my cup of tea, I do like that they're trying to do things that look a little different. So that's neat. It's a nice writer. Otto Hutt nibs, fun nibs. And I can't fully make out if this is one of their gold nibs or one of the steel nibs, because I don't see any markings and I don't want to pull it out. But whatever it is, it's a very pleasant writer. There's no markings on the box either, so I don't know, because I don't know what the steel nib looks like. This is certainly a two-tone nib, which makes me think that this may actually be gold, but I mean, that's not guaranteed. I don't know. It's a nice writer, even for an extra fine, which is, you know, it's interesting, but still, pretty good writer. Things I don't like so much. There isn't an awful lot. I think there's a lot of cool stuff going. It's certainly by no means a cheap pen. 165 euros steel, 280 euros for gold nib. But it looks kind of neat. And it's a pleasant writer, and that's what you buy a pen for. So I like all that. If I had to pick one thing I don't like, I'm going to be honest, it's the lines. Look at the barrel. There's a line. And here's another line with the OH, Otto Hutt logo. I don't like those lines, because to me, these lines look almost like there's just a sticker on the barrel, which is not the case. But to me, it does kind of look that way a bit, and I just don't really like it. It's a purely subjective thing. Beyond that, the balance is quite nice. It's certainly a heavier pen, surprisingly heavy, I think, for what it is. There you go. That's what I have. I think it's a neat pen. Thank you to Joost for lending me this pen. Hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye.